Ladies and gentlemen, how you start your morning is how you shape your destiny. You don't stumble into greatness. You prime yourself for it. Every champion, every leader, every high achiever you've ever admired didn't wait for life to happen. They woke up with intention. They took charge of their mind, body, and spirit before the world could decide for them. There's a moment every single day where you get to decide who you're going to be. That moment is the morning, and in those first few minutes, before the world demands your attention, before stress knocks at your door, before fear tries to creep in, you have power. This isn't just about waking up. This is about rising. This is about training your mind to lead, not follow, because if you don't command your thoughts, they'll command you. If you don't shape your day will shape you. Today's message is more than a routine. It's a recalibration of your identity. You're about to learn how to master your state, ignite your focus, speak life into your goals, and unlock a version of yourself that's been waiting for your permission to emerge, so get ready to shift. Get ready to breathe deeper, speak bolder, and walk with clarity. Your mind is the gate, your words are the key, and your morning is the doorway to everything. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotional states a human being can access. When you tap into true gratitude, you don't just feel good. You shift your entire physiology, your heart rate slows, your breath deepens, stress dissolves, the mind moves from survival into creation. In those moments, fear cannot coexist with appreciation. It's neurologically impossible to feel anger, resentment, or scarcity while you're truly immersed in thankfulness. That's why beginning your day with gratitude isn't just a feel-good habit. It's a spiritual discipline and a psychological advantage. Too often, people wait for their lives to be perfect before they allow themselves to feel grateful. They say, "I'll be thankful when I have more money, when I'm successful, when life settles down." But gratitude doesn't work that way. It's not a response to your external world. It's a command to your internal world. And when you choose it, everything around you begins to respond. Gratitude unlocks abundance not by changing your circumstances first, but by changing how you perceive them. You stop focusing on what's missing and start recognizing what's already present. The most successful and grounded people on the planet know this. They don't just practice gratitude on the good days. They use it as a tool to reclaim power in the hard ones. When you wake up and immediately connect to 3 specific moments you're grateful for, whether it's a person you love, a breath of fresh air, or a break through you've experienced, you condition your nervous system to expect good. You prime your mind for possibility, and you raise your emotional frequency, setting the tone for how the rest of the day unfolds. This shift isn't theoretical, it's biological. Gratitude triggers the release of dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals associated with joy and well-being. It rewires your brain to see opportunity instead of threat, and over time it builds resilience, because when you're grateful, you become unshakable. You stop waiting for life to hand you a reason to feel good and start generating that emotion from within. Gratitude, practiced first thing in the morning, becomes your anchor. Before the chaos, before the pressure, before the to-do list, you remind yourself of what's good, what's working, and what's already enough. And from that foundation you rise not with stress, but with strength. Visualization is not just imagining something pleasant. It's training your brain to align with your future before it happens. When you begin your morning by visualizing your success, you activate the same neural pathways that would fire if the event were actually happening. The brain doesn't fully distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. That means every time you mentally rehearse your goals, you are conditioning your body and nervous system to expect success, not just hope for it. In this practice, it's not enough to just see the outcome. You have to feel it. You must emotionally connect to the vision as if it's happening now. What does it feel like to walk into that meeting fully confident, to close that deal, to inspire that room, to complete that project you've been dreaming of? The more real you make the experience in your imagination, the more your body believes it, and the more your subconscious aligns your actions to make it happen. This is why visualization works so powerfully in the morning. Your mind is most suggestible right after waking. It hasn't yet been clouded by distraction, emails, or obligations. In that quiet space, you can plant thoughts with clarity and focus. You can create a mental movie of how you want your day, your week, your life to unfold. Not from anxiety or pressure, but from certainty, and that certainty is magnetic. It draws opportunities, resources, and the right people toward you because you're already living in the frequency of your vision. Athletes use this, performers use this, top leaders use this. They see the win before the world sees it. They practice success mentally, so they're ready emotionally. The more consistently you visualize, the more natural that identity becomes. And once it becomes your default state, your decisions begin to shift. Your posture, your tone, your actions all start mirroring the version of you that you saw in your mind. You stop acting like someone who's trying to win and start behaving like someone who already has. Visualization is not a trick, it's a tool. It's a daily rehearsal of the reality you're creating, and each time you see it clearly and feel it fully, you take one step closer to making it inevitable. The state of your body shapes the state of your mind. Movement and breath are the fastest ways to shift your emotional and mental patterns because physiology drives psychology. When you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or tired, it's often not because something is wrong with your mindset. It's because your body is stagnant. Energy is motion, and when you deliberately move your body and engage in deep, intentional breathing, you interrupt the stress pattern and ignite a new state of power, presence, and possibility. Starting your morning with intentional breathwork, sharp inhales and full, releasing exhales, not only oxygenates your body but also signals your nervous system that you are in control. It wakes up your cells. It reboots your system, combined with physical movement, whether that's shaking out your limbs, jumping in place, stretching your spine, or doing a few power poses. You create momentum that carries into your emotions and decisions. This isn't about exercise for fitness. It's movement for focus, clarity, and strength. In just a few minutes, you can go from sluggish to sharp, from reactive to ready. This is how you prime yourself for leadership, by stepping into your day physiologically awake. Most people roll out of bed, check their phones, and let external input dictate their internal state. But when you move first, before the noise, you're declaring that your energy comes from within, not from reaction. You're saying, I lead my life, I lead my emotions, I lead this day. That physical signal communicates strength to your brain, and your brain responds by flooding your body with hormones like dopamine and endorphins, mood-elevating chemicals that create confidence and joy. You also set a standard. When you train yourself to move when you don't feel like it, you're building leadership. You're telling your brain, we don't wait to feel motivated. We act and motivation follows. That practice alone can change your life because you're no longer at the mercy of emotion. You become the cause of it. Every morning you move and breathe with purpose. You're not just getting ready. You're activating your mission. You're commanding your focus. You're unlocking energy that most people never access because they wait for it to come from outside. But energy doesn't come to you. It flows from you once you decide to create it. And motion is the master key. The words you speak over your life carry power. They're not just casual expressions. They are commands to your subconscious. Every morning when you wake up, you are either speaking life into your identity or reinforcing the limitations of yesterday. Declarations are not about pretending. They are about aligning your words with your vision and teaching your nervous system who you truly are. The moment you begin to declare who you're becoming, boldly, unapologetically, you are programming your mind to match the frequency of that truth. When you start your day saying, I am strong, I am focused, I am full of purpose, your brain begins scanning for evidence to support those words. That's how the mind works. It seeks to confirm what it believes. If you wake up saying, I'm tired, I'm overwhelmed, I'm lost, you'll start seeing and feeling more of the same. But if you consciously shift your language, even when your circumstances haven't caught up yet, your mind begins to rewrite the script of your life. You are not lying to yourself. You are speaking from the level of your future, not your past. This practice is powerful because words create momentum. Just like a ship responds to the rudder, your life moves in the direction of your most dominant declarations. When you declare with emotion, standing tall, breathing fully, speaking with strength, you're embedding that identity deeper into your system. You're not just saying something, you're becoming someone. You're waking up that part of you that may have been buried under fear, failure, or fatigue. You're reigniting the warrior within. Declarations also train your focus. They snap you out of distraction and remind you of your mission. They center you in who you are and what matters most, and the more consistent you are with your declarations, the more natural they feel. What once felt foreign, I am confident, I am wealthy, I am favored, begins to feel like your new normal. And when that becomes your identity, your behavior shifts effortlessly to match it. You don't have to wait until your life looks perfect to speak powerful truths. You speak them because they are seeds. And with repetition, those seeds take root. So every morning, stand up, breathe deeply, and declare the version of you that the world is waiting to see. Speak it until you live it. Speak it until you believe it. Speak it until it becomes who you are. Rising above fear and anxiety is not a one-time breakthrough, it's a daily choice. Most people wait for the storm to pass before they move forward. They wait to feel ready, wait for the fear to fade, wait for circumstances to change. But the truth is, that kind of waiting becomes a trap. Fear doesn't vanish on its own. It grows in silence. It expands when left unchallenged. The only way to shrink fear is to face it repeatedly with consistent, purposeful action. You beat anxiety not by trying to eliminate it completely, but by outpacing it with courage and intention. When you commit to showing up for your mind every single day through routine, rituals, and decisions that align with who you're becoming, you start building trust with yourself. And that trust becomes your foundation. It reminds you that no matter how uncertain things feel, you are not powerless, you are not stuck, you are not broken, you are in the process of becoming. And that process only accelerates when you stop feeding your fear and start fueling your faith with disciplined action. This doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It means being honest about your emotions while refusing to be ruled by them. It means acknowledging the fear without bowing to it. You say, yes, I'm nervous, but I'm still moving forward. That simple act of movement, whether it's writing your goals, stepping into a new opportunity, making a call, or just breathing deeply in the face of stress, is what begins to rewire your response. Each time you choose courage over comfort, you teach your brain a new pattern. You're telling your nervous system, I am safe, I am capable, I am in control. Consistency is the key. You don't need to feel powerful to start. You just need to show up. Every day you do the work, even in small ways, you create evidence. That evidence becomes belief. That belief becomes momentum. And that momentum transforms your identity from someone who fears to someone who leads. You become the kind of person who doesn't wait for fear to go away. You rise while it's still present. Showing up for your mind is a form of leadership. It's choosing to nurture the part of you that wants to grow, to heal, to lead, and to win. And the more you show up, the more fear loses its grip, and your future opens wide. You were never meant to live at the mercy of fear, stress, or limitation. You were created with power, designed with intention, and equipped with everything you need to live abundantly. The battlefield is not outside of you, it's within your mind. And the moment you choose to master it, everything begins to shift. These 5 principles aren't just techniques. They are invitations to return to your divine potential, to wake up each day, not in reaction, but in purpose. To speak life, to breathe power, to move with clarity, and to rise even when fear whispers otherwise. You're not chasing success. You're stepping into alignment with who you already are beneath the noise. So begin each morning not just with routine, but with reverence. Lead your mind, and your life will follow. Thank you for showing up today, not just to hear these words, but to live them. Your transformation has already begun. Keep rising, keep mastering, keep becoming.